and where else? LinkedIn. And we're also, LinkedIn. Does anyone go to LinkedIn? You know what's strange? I have a few people that don't want to be found, and those are the ones that are only on LinkedIn. If you have friends and high school classmates that I think someone's looking for them, you know what I'm saying? Because someone owes them money, then they do LinkedIn. So yes, for those people that are my friends that are hiding from the world, on LinkedIn, we are streaming to you. So you have streaming going, right?
Yes,
Okay.
we are streaming, we are recording,
We are recording, and we
Yes.
are at the Laugh Factory. It's Maya DiGiorgio. I'm here with Matt Lewis, and we are doing our You Stupid podcast. You're
Hey.
stupid because we're stupid. Or at least we're going to try to be stupid with some of these serious topics that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm recovering.
Recovering. Travel.
From you could say travel, but the truth is I'm recovering
Uh-huh.
from a really long night hangover from David Buster's. That's what a badass I am. Okay, when I want to cry in a fruity cocktail with watermelon
margarita. Was it?
It was a watermelon margarita with
Yeah.
watermelon ice cubes. See, when I cry, I need watermelon ice cubes in a cocktail that I don't even know if it had any alcohol. All I know is the virgin margarita that was with watermelon flavor. I do it the right way. Other people are out betting at the track.
Yeah. Dog fights.
Dog fights.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
I try to keep my dog out of dog fights. He's too pretty. He's too pretty.
Uh-huh.
So he would just pee on your floor, basically. That's what I have going on with my dog. But yes, we were out yesterday at Dave & Buster's. We had a great time. Matt, me, Emily from Laugh Factory. We shot zombies. Nothing can make you feel better. If you're upset about your day at your job, I guarantee you go out and you shoot a handful of zombies, you're going to be feeling good.
With the crossbow.
With the crossbow.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the killer game. Zombie shooting.
I think it was Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah,
that
was
the
Dead.
game.
Yes.
Not seen the show because zombies scare me because that's what kind of wimp I am. But you know, now I'm thinking, I'm considering watching the show, even though all my friends watch it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's
so I'll
popular.
be hanging out at my friend's house and just, I can't, it's too much. But as soon as you give me the imaginary crossbow, I'm having a blast. I'm shooting zombies. I feel better. Makes me want to go and watch the show. Yeah. You know?
It's popular. They're on like the second or third series of it. You know, they went through just Walking Dead. It's like Return of the Walking Dead. It's preview of the Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Since like
2010, 2000. Yeah,
Yeah, but that was also made out of from a film. They were initially the Walking Dead movies. In fact, one of my filmmaking teachers was the director on the second of the Walking Dead films. So I've never been a zombie person, never been a zombie person, but that can burn off some angst if you're having some challenges on the job site.
Yeah.
You're feeling upset? Go to a video game. Go play some arcades. Remember that you're a kid. Have a good time. I was like a little 5-year-old. I came running back to the house. I didn't have Star Wars in because ultimately I would just lightsaber people.
Oh yeah, that one looked fun because it was like a handheld. You stick your hand.
Yeah, there's going to be a whole handheld laser thing being installed at Dave & Buster's in Hollywood, on Hollywood Boulevard. That will be me. I'm like going to keep tabs. I'm going to be following them on, I would say on Twitter, but I think we've all given. I don't know. Have you given up on Twitter? I'm no longer, my Twitter ambitions are out the window because, you know what, my talk is not crazy enough to keep up with the people who are getting attention on Twitter.
Well, you haven't been banned from Twitter, so that's good.
I haven't been banned from Twitter.
Yes.
No, I haven't, because I don't even bother. I might put up something intellectual and they might want to get rid of me. Their standards, their standards and practices are changing. Are you psychotic or looking for a place to voice your opinion? Now you can join Twitter, just like the rest of the morons. And everyone's like, whoa, 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 Kanye got banned. Like that you got to really be saying something crazy to get banned from Twitter that is putting all the psychos back on Twitter. When you being pulled, you know what I'm saying? They're like, now this is even too far for me.
Yeah, Elon was like, free speech. We're letting everybody up. We
don't care what you say.
And then Kanye's like, You're going back into timeout. You're going back into timeout.
Back into timeout.
Yeah,
back
exactly.
into timeout.
Like
he's going to be doing that with a lot of people. This has been an interesting week to sit and watch the news. And I did just come back off of a plane. Matt was right. I just came back from Denver. And I had to say I'm very excited about being in Denver. This is my first time ever performing in Denver. And I do know that, Chappelle, my mentor, he's always loved Denver. and I never really understood it till I got in front of a Denver audience.
Yeah.
You could say whatever you want. They're so stoned that no one's going to get. They're so legally based that no one is going to get offended. And it's strange because it's the people that, like, they could have lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They could have lived in New York, and they said, you know what? I'm not paying this rent. I'm not living this crazy lifestyle. I like things like oxygen.
Yeah. A lot of.
So, that's basically, I like things like oxygen. It's fantastic. So, so that's where I'm at. You know what? And here I go. I have to say, I'm actually already getting people calling me when I'm not trying to get people to call me. No one calls me when I'm not going live. I could go, every day. I have no friends. Every day. Nobody calls me. The second I get on this podcast, I get random people that I've never heard from before. They just be like, hey, need to talk? No, I'll talk on the podcast. Anyway, Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado, the most interesting place I don't know, maybe it's the oxygen, people aren't that aggressive.
Well, it's like a place where like people, it's like a growing city still. It's a good sized city, but people like migrate there.
But they're smart.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like I've never had an audience of so many smart. I mean, you got a couple of morons, but I mean, no, I'm just kidding. Like everybody was really, the deeper you went intellectually, the more they appreciated you, which is not always like that in the world of comedy. So I'm grateful to have worked at Denver Improv. I'm looking forward to next week, which, this weekend, tomorrow, I actually leave. I go to Connecticut tomorrow.
Bridgeport.
In Connecticut, then I know I'm going to have to talk like this, because I'm going to Bridgeport can be a little tough,
That's it's like Aaron Hernandez, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah, so it can be a little tough, my prom was in Bridgeport, Connecticut, Yeah. We left our little boarding school campus. They armed us with bats, just in case.
Spiked bats?
Spiked bats, just in case.
Just
get on the yacht. Just get on the yacht.
Well, you're a zombie killer now. You're fine.
I'm a zombie killer.
Yeah.
I am fine. But anyway, that's how I spent my last couple days. I'm traveling a lot, which is interesting with these crazy airlines or these new airlines that are showing up with these. I love it. I gambled to fly tomorrow on Breezy Airways.
Yeah, we don't even know how it's pronounced.
We don't even know. Is it breezy? Well, we won't know how it's pronounced. You know why? Because they don't answer a phone. They don't even have a phone number. It's like, you want to get on a random flight? We promise we'll be cheaper. Not necessarily if you're going to bring bags. Like, who are these people that literally don't bring bags? Like, they act like that's an option. They used to feed people on airlines and give you free cocktails on airlines. Now you get an airline, they're like, you're not taking a change of underwear, are you? Oh no, that's extreme. You choose to change your underwear. That just changes the ticket to an extra $100.
Yeah.
I can't.
And then it's just nickel and dimed, and and it's just like who travels with nothing?
They charge you for water.
Really?
On Spirit.
Yeah, and you can't you can't bring it in.
You can't bring in the water
through TSA.
Yeah. You can't bring in anything. You can't bring pizza in from New York. They're like, is that pizza? And then next thing you know, that's going. You bring a face cream if it's super expensive. I've had like face creams taken, like $200 face creams. Like, this is like a quarter of. I don't know if this is really 4 ounces.
Yeah.
And then they yank it from you, and then you're sitting on top of a mountain, skin drying to high hell. I aged 20 years coming back from Denver.
Stop.
From Denver, just from the dry air.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can catch it from this angle, but not from this one.
Okay.
This is going to be the one that's going out. But anyway,
yes.
That's what I'm saying. So there's that. I don't have my dog with me this week, which might make me a little bit more, I can't tell, relaxed or intense.
You have all the more free time, but you don't know what to do with it.
Yeah, because my dog is very demanding.
Yeah.
I'm getting phone calls from my father like he doesn't shut up.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop talking.
Yeah.
I have a dog that meows.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't talk. He
Yeah.
goes meow, 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 meow. And if you don't, he just won't, for an hour, he'll meow, 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 meow. And it's like, I'm like, are you playing and talking to yourself?
Yeah.
I have no idea. But anyway, he's changed dog foods. And when you can't have someone who's like over 70 change your dog's dog food. Because when they do that, you know what's going on. It's going to be like an Alpo or a Mighty Dog or something that shouldn't even be on the market. He's like, he's loving it. He's eating it. I'm like, he probably smells to high heaven. You know what I mean? If he's gone out and gotten like the cheapo canned dog food and the dog's eating McDonald's, he's going to be 800 pounds by the time I get back to Florida and pick up this dog. Meanwhile, he's a show dog, and the show dog people were telling me he's already overweight. My dad's like, well, he keeps eating. He's like eating like can after can. He loves this stuff. I go, great. Then we get down there. Talk about a sausage dog. It's definitely going to be stuffed sausage.
Yeah, he's just feeding like old cans of soup. What do you think?
No, he said he went.
Mm-hmm.
He went
Mm-hmm.
to get the dog food.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to the dog. He's like, I'm not buying that expensive dog food. You have?
Yeah.
I found this other little can.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if the dog food can goes.
Yeah,
you open it,
the old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
like
you know that's he shouldn't be eating that.
like a Vienna sausage.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick him up. He's gonna be fat, or he's gonna be covered in like skin tags or something. He's gonna be. I'm not looking forward to what's going on with Peppy down there being spoiled, eating dog cookies. He's gonna be an 800-pound dog by the time I pick him up. He's supposed to be 12-pounder. It's 12-pounder.
That's about right. That
Yeah.
seems about right.
Yeah.
What is it? He's over that now.
Yeah, he was like 13 when I dropped him off in Florida. So we're gonna see how that goes.
Yeah.
But that's the end of my story. I got no.
Yeah.
I just came in, got on a plane, got off, just
Yeah.
jumped off. Got to go back on tomorrow, which
Yeah.
I love doing.
Yeah.
So I am excited to be working as much as I am, because there's nothing quite like doing an hour
Mm-hmm.
on stage a
Yeah.
few times a night. You know,
Yeah.
when you start to be able to run an hour and run an hour and run an hour, then all of a sudden you really start to get like, what was I really saying behind this joke? And your subtext starts to plant,
Yeah.
and then your opinion starts to come out,
Mm-hmm.
and that's something you just can't do in Hollywood.
Mhm.
Express your true opinion. And you're like, I'm not getting banned from this place, but you express your true opinion, you get banned from a place in Los Angeles. You know, in California, they're like, you know, they're done.
Good.
Denver, they're like, she may be kind of right.
Let's go
Might
with
be a little messed up, but kind of right.
She's got some texture.
She's got, yeah. Is that what they call it?
Texture.
They call it texture?
Grit.
They call it grit.
Grit.
Okay.
Granola.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been good. And otherwise, we have a crazy news. You know, I don't really turn on the news as much as I should. I stopped watching the news
Mhm.
since they stormed the Capitol. That was kind of I did about 2 weeks after storming the Capitol, and I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, I could not hear another news report. And people are like, oh, you don't like Trump, or you like Biden. I just like quiet. I like quiet.
Yeah.
I like not having to turn around, look at the paper, and just be like, what did he say now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I almost like the fact that sometimes Biden's a little incoherent, you know? I think that adds to it, just to be a little incoherent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's just, what did he say? What did he mean to say?
Yeah. Just
And then, you know, that's
Just
kind of how
let him
the white noise that the American president should be.
Just-
That to me makes me happy.
let him wander. Let him wander.
Yeah, let him wander. It's fine.
Stroll.
Just so long as it's not something so jarring
Yeah.
that we have to read and talk about and everyone's got to discuss. But you know, and now we're still not out of it. We're not out of it.
It's never gonna end. It's never
No,
gonna
because
end.
it's the competition
Mhm.
of who can say crazier stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm wondering who else was down at that Thanksgiving. I wonder who else was down in Mar-a-Lago with Kanye and Trump and
Milo Yiannopoulos.
yeah.
He was a Breitbart contributor and
Okay.
openly homosexual.
Okay.
And kind of had been on the outs. That's the right word. Ever since advocating for sex with underage boys. That was and
Did he really?
Yeah.
What show did he do that on?
on Real Time with Bill Maher.
On Real Time with Bill Maher. Okay.
And Bill Maher was like, okay, good.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Great.
like, how do we get this guy cut off the TV before you get me canceled?
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. People say crazy stuff, and
Yeah.
then you talk about
Yeah.
him, and then they want to cancel you.
Yeah.
It's like I'll even run this little podcast. We're discussing what happened on the news,
Yeah.
and then like Instagram's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like, but I'm reading a news story.
Yeah.
I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out, Maya. You can't monetize this reel. You're talking about something that actually is happening on the news. Nobody even knows how to flag anything anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sitting here, like you're sitting there, like, well, he's got this one guy's down there, and the other one's a, anti-Semite. Then you got,
Oh, Nick Fuentes.
yes,
Yeah.
Nick Fuentes.
Yes.
Which is,
He was one of the gentlemen who was one of the organizers of the Charlottesville
he was the organizer.
Unite the Right kind of guy.
Okay.
And he was at the dinner with Kanye and Trump.
Yeah, and I think he was probably like,
Nick
oh
Fuentes.
my, I might be an outright racist and anti-Semite, but this has gone too far.
Oh.
That was like an evil villain's dinner. I don't care. You might love Trump, but like, okay, his choice of guests gets to be a point where it's on you.
He's a former president.
He's a former president.
Because he's like the
His
president.
standard is different.
a president
he
of
tries to
Spain
act
or
like,
something.
why should he not be
Yeah.
open to people? Because there are people
Yeah.
who may be listening.
Yeah.
They can be like, no, you can't talk about politics. You can't talk about. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about politics. I'm talking about crazy here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about crazy.
Yeah.
You know, the discussion of Kanye has been just absolutely, and this is what's very funny, because I'm the one who I've always considered myself much more hip hop, coming from working for Hot 97 Radio, being a Def Jam comic. You'd think I was the one who'd be hard to let go of Kanye. And anyone who's watching, Matt is having the hardest time letting go of Kanye.
It's true. It is true. I mean, like, yeah, 2004. I was all about Kanye, and it was just like when college dropped. He was a guy who was like speaking to me, you know.
Yeah.
And now he's not.
Did you have to get his tattoo removed? Like they do it for free now. Did you know?
No.
They got a tattoo. You can remove a Kanye tattoo. Who got a? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's
what kind of nut went out and got a Kanye tattoo? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and as many of the rappers, the poor, brilliant rappers that were taken out too soon, who were murdered, like I would say assassinated. But Chris Rock made that like you can't say assassinated.
Yeah.
But the fact is that this guy is really showing the progress of America, that he's still walking around saying crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It really shows. Because I don't know. I don't even know what to say about him. I don't like being pulled between these anti-Semitic. Like, I hope that this isn't pushing the black community into that point of view.
I don't think
because I'm someone who always, it was interesting for me because my father, being Italian, I took him for dinner with one of my best friends. Who is the president of the NAACP, Beverly Hills in Hollywood. And we're sitting at dinner, and my father actually said, he's like, you know what, the Jewish community paid for the civil rights movement. And I was like, Dad, how'd you know that? He's like, that's true. And he said, well, what happened? What is this divide? Because I think that it's a dangerous place for us to be if you're separating the Jewish community from the black community. Because historically, no one has done more work outside of our own community to actually help
advocate
and help the cause. So I don't understand. I know entertainment is a crazy business, but and people are trying to excuse Kanye for saying that he's crazy. But you know what? If you listen to a Nazi, today in today's world, you would say, he'd be like, "This is how I feel," and be like, "You're crazy. This guy's bipolar." So where does the question of is someone bipolar or is that just how they feel and they stopped editing become the line?
I've never seen anybody who's like doing the whole Nazi thing that things are going well for them.
I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen enough people that I could say that are living well enough that they have most people like that live well.
They're on an upward trend.
Yeah, no. Most people that I know that live really well are the first people to be racist or not like a group because of this or not like somebody because they have problems in a community or problems in their home. If when you're in the upper echelon of that money that America has, they consider someone with problems not like less than themselves because they have a problem. In fact, they'll isolate a person instead of helping to solve their problem. They'll be like, "Oh, this is just too much problem. I need to just remove myself."
Tap out.
Like broke and struggling is like a disease, and it's going to get on them. And if they hang out with somebody who's broke, then they can be like, "Oh no! Now I lost all of my money because I hung out with someone who has less." That's what I've learned. I think that the people who've had less and who have had more hate on them, thrown at them, are the ones who are the most compassionate. And that's historically. So historically, if you look at the black community, as I do, as would be considered being a mixed kid, or someone who is considered ostracized in the community, someone that is not popular, somebody that would be more handicapped or have certain issues, they've always been embraced by the black community. And the same thing with the Jewish community. There's so much more embrace because of being hated. So those who have never experienced hate, it's almost like you're in high school, right?
The cliques.
The cliques in high school,
Which table you're at.
Yeah, exactly. Everything that's happening in America, if you need to truly understand it, watch The Breakfast Club. not the Breakfast Club
Yeah, no.
on the radio.
No.
I'm talking about
John
watch-
Hughes Breakfast Club.
John Hughes Breakfast Club.
Emilio Estevez.
Exactly.
Judd.
You got
Nelson.
the jock, you
Yeah.
got the freak.
Molly Ringwald.
They
yeah.
still didn't have any black people there.
It was
But
the- it was
they still
the-
didn't have any.
It was the suburbs in the 80s. It was the suburbs in the 80s, you know.
Well, hey, there were black people in the suburbs in the 80s. It just didn't make it into a John Hughes picture. But
Yeah.
the thing is that
Yeah.
it is that clique. It's a clique of people don't want to be. I have friends that I became friends with that are in comedy, right?
Mhm.
And one of my friends is from the Hollywood area, and so she grew up in the Hollywood area, in the Hollywood schools,
Mhm.
and her whole thing is, I remember we'd be driving down the street, she'd see a homeless guy, go, "That's your boyfriend," and I don't even know what to do with that.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Because for me,
Mhm.
I was the girl growing up that
Mhm.
everyone would say, "You dating her." I'm the one who used to get beat up by the guys in the neighborhood. They used to put dead frogs in my mailbox in boarding school. They used to beat me up. They'd do all kinds of horrible stuff, and I was the joke. So much so that the first guy that ever asked me out,
Mhm.
I thought it was a horrible joke.
Like a Carrie kind of
I,
thing.
yeah,
okay.
and I went to someone a little bit older, like 2-3 years older than me, and I told her, and she went and told off the guy, and he was like, no, I like her, and that's how bad I was treated. So for me, if I'm rolling with a friend, she's like, that person's fat, and that's a blah blah blah, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, first of all, I don't even see people like that.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. If you look at the guys that I have dated in my history, you go, wow, she really doesn't have a standard. I don't. It's like, if I like you as a person, I like you as a person. I really could care less what you look like. And sometimes that's caused some challenges, because I know dating some guys that have been like, why she like me? Because this is what, they have their own self-image issues. But like, that's how it's been. My gay bestie took me to my prom, okay? He took me to my prom. I didn't even have a prom date.
Mhm.
So, there is this world of people that they want people.
It's like throwing shade.
They want people that have a ton of money
Mhm.
to be friends with them.
Mhm.
They like people that have flashy cars, that wear certain clothes, that act a certain way. And then what's interesting is, we live in a community that if somebody is really troubled, people start to distance themselves as opposed to helping. And I think that is the hardest thing to, like, if I said I had a problem,
Mhm.
how many of my friends, how many people that are my acquaintances would turn to my friends and say, how do I solve it? And I think that's, and then we make these excuses for people who are so famous, rich. We make these excuses that, here we are, he's just bipolar. Or, he's just having a bad time because he lost the election. He's just, his second wife, she accused him of raping him. So, he's depressed. He's depressed. I'd be depressed too. We don't know if he raped her or anything, but she's troubled since she filed that claim. So, that's the community we live in. And so now here we are listening to this Kanye West.
Well, he also.
Does he really feel this way? How do you not feel this way?
Well, he also lost the election.
Like, how do you? I mean, what I'm saying is, yeah, fuck Kanye West. But how do you not feel like that? Looking at this guy, that he's saying what he feels, and that it's not that it's mental illness, and that's to me just an excuse of people who don't want to let go. You're responsible for your actions. I had one guy go, "Oh, Kanye has to pay Kim $200,000 a month for his kids." I'm like, she's walking around with 4 Kanyes. You got it.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of therapy.
There's gonna be a lot of therapy. There's gonna be a lot of people she's gonna have to hire and fire. They're gonna quit. They're gonna be listening to their dad. That apple might not fall too far from the tree. So I've never been a Kim Kardashian fan, ever.
Yeah.
Never. I am. She did look. If she sang, if she put on some tap shoes and tried to dance, if she did something, even if she went out and just she got the ass, well, fine. Then learn some of the the twerky dances and do something. Don't just stand there. She stands there, okay. But I feel bad for her, and I'm glad that she got out of this because I've dated crazy.
Yeah.
I've dated guys that here we go again. I claim that they're crazy. Then I've discovered that this is who they are. And for years, I kept having to be like, oh no, he doesn't really mean it. He just talks crazy, you know. He doesn't really mean. He's, So he went to that KKK barbecue, but he's not racist because he's dating me and his best friend is black. But you know what? Then you find out, no, he feels this way. That's who he is. Maya Angelou said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't want to believe them because they just want to hang on to them. But you see that.
Because they're afraid of like loneliness or whatever.
I know they're just afraid. They want to like what they like, and they don't want to be wrong in their opinions, and they don't want to. Hollywood likes to glaze over that someone is something, and then we have this. Oh, they're mentally ill, there's a lot of mentally ill people that run countries. If that's the case, we could be like, well, Putin's just mentally ill. If Putin's off his meds again. People are getting murdered, and Hitler was listen to him. I mean, the guy sits there and says that Hitler is a good guy.
Yeah.
Hitler's a good guy, and he's misjudged.
Uh-huh.
Like, who in their right mind? But but you know what? There are people who are saying that. There are people who believe that. It wouldn't have happened if people truly didn't feel on the side of Hitler. We wouldn't have had that. It wasn't that he said something random and he spouted it off.
Okay.
He meant it. When Hitler was saying it, he meant it.
Yes.
There's zero room to play. Maybe he meant it. Maybe he didn't. There are too many lives at stake. There's too much hate that's going on. There are too many people. It's not even safe what's going on in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's no room.
Yeah. I mean, I think like one of the reasons like Hitler came to power was because after World War I, Germany was broke and they were forced to pay everything, and so the people were broke. And so when you have like that much hopelessness and that much, that a guy like that seems like a good option.
Well,
it's not good.
It's a good option for people who feel that way.
Yeah, they're hurt people.
But it's not even that. Like you could say slavery happened because they were hurt people. They were hurt people. They were broke. They didn't want to do all that labor. They needed to make money. Then that way they could stay. And there's a point where like, who are you, man? You know what I mean? That's what's like that's the point. Who are you?
Exactly.
I'm hurt. I go to church. I'm hurt. I go to Dave and Buster's.
Shoot some
I'm
zombies.
Hurt. I don't sit around and start talking about like my entire life would be healed if we got rid of an entire group of people.
See, that's what you do.
I mean, I don't understand. I couldn't understand that, and I don't want to understand it, and I don't have an ounce of tolerance for it. I don't have an ounce of tolerance for it. And when Kanye started spouting out the black community, that we were slaves because my grandparents my great grandparents were slaves because we wanted to be.
Yeah, when he was saying slavery was a choice.
So
crap.
You know what? Who do you think you are?
Mm-hmm.
We should have dumped him then. Period. But people still played this iffy game, and now it's gotten to where it's at. I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be a show where we're talking funny, but there's nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny in the news about that. And the thing is, the mask thing. I don't understand what his mask thing is. What's going on with the mask thing?
Well, do you think Kanye would have made a different turn if he would have gone to Dave and Buster's?
No.
You were having a bad day.
No.
You were having a bad day.
No, I don't think so.
You were having a bad
day.
day.
Because I've dated guys like a Kanye. You dated guys like a Kanye.
Okay,
you just can't give them an inch.
Okay.
You can't give them an inch because they're just power hungry,
and
they want to say things, and we think he's crazy. There's a whole bunch of people in this country that are like, oh, good, now we have Kanye that's on our side, that feels the same way we do.
Yeah, there's that.
Okay,
there's
so
definitely
like when I dated
that's
the crazy guy
dark,
that everybody that everybody didn't like. There was that guy that every time like people would look at him like he was crazy, and I'd have to look around him and give a look like I'm like a help, I'm being held hostage because he's too. You try to break up with him, he's so psychotic, and he causes so much damage to other people. That are around you, that you go, fine, I'll go back out with you a little bit longer, just stop torturing and abusing people around me in my circle.
Like a Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, it's like a Tasmanian devil.
Just like destroying.
But he used to say stuff like Kanye said all the time.
Yeah.
And then everyone would go, oh, well, he doesn't really mean that. And then I went back to where he's from, and you realize
he showed you
that there are a country full of people that have those same feelings.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm not surprised. Everyone's like, were you surprised they attacked the Capitol? The truth is that, like, if you've really been around or met any of these people, they've been waiting to do this. They've been looking for an excuse. They've been stockpiling guns. They've been like, we're going to do, we overthrew the government. And that's we threw the tea in the water, and that's what we did. We took this land. We're gonna do it again. Like
it was
literally.
It was a powder keg, and they just needed that one little spark.
There was exactly. They were already ready.
Yeah,
that's why they're holding the guns.
They were at the curb.
That's the whole argument for having 50. Look. I don't need this guy's mother. My psychotic ex's mother had like 33 guns. 30. His mother.
Yeah.
What do you need 33 guns for?
Yeah.
No one's saying don't have a gun.
Yeah.
What do you need 33 guns for? Like, you know, like, like, we got them under every bed, under every pillow, under every Bible, in every shoe, in every purse.
Yeah.
Like, what, the deer. Like, what are deer doing to you? What are deer doing to you that you have to stockpile?
The deer are going to collude.
That they're, like, outside your house, they got me surrounded. I need more ammo for the deer. You know what I mean? And then the real thing is, well, government wants it. Well, why do you have a gun? It's my right. Somebody said it to me in Denver. Fine. That's fine. Fine. Have one. 2. 3. 3 maybe. How about this? You got 2 cars. You know what I mean? It's like why don't you buy 600 cars? Buy 33 cars. It's not like a pair of shoes.
Okay.
So, anyway. All right. We can get off this topic of crazy people that aren't really crazy. They're just not like me.
No, they're just like hateful. I mean, whatever happened to hateful? Whatever happened to hateful? Can we just call it what it is? Just call it what it is. Yeah.
And then if we can just address it as real.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not going down that road. No. So anything else in the news that's less nuts outside of Trump saying he's throwing away the Constitution? Can we just suspend the Constitution?
Yeah.
I love this stuff. We just need to suspend the Constitution.
Yeah.
For till I get back into office, and then we can go back to the Constitution. How long was this Constitution suspension proposed for?
Well,
Can you give us a period of time?
Well, I think it was going to be like one of those like freeze tag, tunnel tag things where it's just like I'm off base, now we do it, and then I'm off base, that kind of thing. Maybe like he's going to like playground games, basically. Yeah. You remember that where like stop, red light, green light,
red
kind of
light,
thing.
green light, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, red light, green light with the Constitution. Yeah.
Red light, green light, no Constitution. Okay.
Yeah.
Constitution.
Orange light.
Orange light.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
funny.
That's how we're gonna legislate now. It matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about the principle.
I know.
It's about me.
But you know what? It's kind of great. I'm sure he's like, man, I yelled out, we're gonna get rid of the Constitution, and everyone's still talking about Kanye.
Yeah.
He's gonna beat me for president. This would be. I'm serious. It's almost like I'm gonna say the crazier thing that's gonna get the press on me.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I'm sure that he's very, very upset. I'm sure he's very, very upset about that.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. The Trump's very upset that the news was like, it was a blip about him saying, get rid of the Constitution after Kanye's Alex Jones appearance.
He overstamped him or overstepped him. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, dude, I've only seen. I'm not an Alex Jones guy. I watched like bits and pieces of it.
Okay.
And it was the most awkward thing because it was Alex Jones who says the most while they're turning the frogs gay, and there's all these.
Hold on. Alex Jones says we're turning frogs gay.
Yeah, he'll say things like that.
How does he know if a frog's a man or a woman? First of all, and then are they gay? Is he surrounded by gay?
Yeah.
That's because they're croaking too.
Well, he was he would say that the government they're putting chemical. Yeah, these are like some of the outlandish things he said before. You know, like, they're putting chemicals in the water and it's turning frogs gay.
Frogs are turning gay.
He said
no frog gay marriage.
He's a big 9/11 conspiracy guy. He's a Sandy Hook conspiracy.
Sandy Hook,
yeah, I mean he's paying
broke,
for that one.
That's why he wants Kanye on talking as crazy as he can.
Yeah.
But he can't even get any sponsors after that one. They're like, well, our sponsorship is going to have to be canceled at this moment right about now. This juncture is not going to.
Well, yeah, and like someone, he had Alex. Kanye's been doing everybody's podcast. He walked out on one. He walked out on Tim Pool, who was a conservative guy. But then he did Alex Jones, and he had his mask on the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was which was weird. The full black mask.
The full black mask is just. I really would have loved to see his face. I'm like, you know what? I almost think it's like he's hiding from himself. You know, it's like
Oh.
if you know what this comes a point where like, look, I'll dress crazy,
Yeah.
and I walk past a mirror, I'm like, oh, what the heck have I got on?
Yeah.
So I think he covers his mask. I don't even think he's covering for them.
Yeah.
I feel like he's covering his mask for himself. I think he's putting a mask on himself, so if there's a glare in a camera
Uh-huh.
or somewhere else, that he's gonna be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Have I lost myself?
His clothes were clothes though. I won't lie.
His clothes are fresh.
Yeah, I mean,
and
they
so
were
is
not,
the-
yeah, it was not. But and then he had the mask on, and he brought
I
like
wonder if he believes in the mask mandate.
he's masking himself,
He
so
masks
he's good.
himself.
He's
Good.
safe.
I don't want to see his face
Good.
anyway, so it works out.
Kanye,
I'm sure Kim's like, please put a bag over your head before you say these things. That's probably their divorce agreement. Look, whenever you say crazy, you put a bag.
Yeah. And he also had like puppets on Alex Jones. He had like a little net and a Yoo-hoo chocolate drink, and he was saying that was net and Yahoo, and he was doing like high pitched voices.
Yeah.
It was odd. It was. We've seen bad comedy, you know.
Yeah.
And it was uncomfortable to watch. Every time Connie would start talking about Hitler and blah blah blah, Alex Jones would interrupt and go, "Yeah, I don't know about all that." Da, da, da. And he was playing the rational one in the
Yeah.
room, and I had never seen that before. You know, it's usually Alex Jones is like gasoline on the fire, all gas, no
Okay.
brakes,
Yeah.
and he was just like backing away from anything. Kanye was, well, yeah, Hitler. Well, you know, that's your opinion about Hitler. I don't really feel the same way. And
It's bananas. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. And you can't even feel good saying stuff like that. Like,
I don't.
how do you go home? Be like, yeah. I mean, how
I
do you
don't.
go home and like be like, oh, I did a good job today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I go to I have a job and I say something crazy at a job or
Yeah.
something just like even if it's not even crazy, I just say like one joke and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't understand.
Some awkward joke at a party
Yeah.
or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I didn't know that she was a natural redhead, and I said that about
Yeah,
blah
yeah,
blah, or
yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that, or
absolutely.
like, oh, I didn't know she was from Cleveland or something, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah, like he made some crack, and it was
I know.
he just goes hard.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's now gotten to the point where it's all just crazy.
Okay.
It's also crazy. I just got suspended off of look at this. I got access suspended from TikTok. I just got suspended just now.
Just now?
Yep. For reporting our news is apparently if you report what's going on in the news
What?
and you read a story, you can then get banned from a platform for discussing the news. So this doesn't even make sense. You can put out crazy news and you're reporting something that's about to happen, or that you need to be aware of, or you need to clean up.
You're not advocating for
I'm
this.
not. You're digesting it and
yeah.
you're allowed to discuss it.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get banned from platforms because you're discussing it. Meanwhile, the news is running these crazy stories. That's how crazy the stories are in the news that no one's allowed to discuss them.
That's a trip. You'll be back. You'll be back in a day or two.
I know. I just
I've-
asked for a
Appeal,
review just now.
an appeal.
right now. Yeah.
I've never seen.
I-
I've never seen anybody get banned in real life.
I
This
got
is-
banned live.
Banned
right now.
live.
And you guys all listen to what I was talking about. Was
This-
I saying it? Was I spouting hate speech?
This is the world's most dangerous
This is
podcast.
Yeah,
Clearly,
the world's most dangerous podcast.
You're up there with Alex Jones
I
now.
know.
Clearly.
Because I'm disgusting. Don't watch Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't watch Alex Jones. No, you said Alex Jones.
You said Alex Jones.
You can't. We can't. The algorithm can't tell you everything.
It's like Kaiser Sose or something.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So what's next?
In football news, your favorite NFL owner, he made the news this week.
Oy vey. I didn't even notice. I was too busy traveling. Please tell me.
Jerry Jones,
Jerry Jones.
owner of the Dallas.
Oh, Jerry Jones. Ain't that please? Got nothing to do with me. Go ahead, read it. This will get me banned off of
Instagram now.
The news is going to get me banned off of Instagram.
We're going for every outlet now.
Yes, exactly.
Give me one.
Jerry Jones. This kills me. Jerry Jones. Everyone's so surprised.
Yeah.
About the Jerry Jones story.
Which
I'm not surprised. That's why I didn't like Jerry Jones in the beginning. I felt it. You can feel things on people. You can kind of feel who's who. There comes a point you have like a feeling about like, this guy might be a little racist.
Yeah.
This guy
Suspect.
might not be.
Suspect.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah. Jerry Jones, he was discovered. Owns the Dallas Cowboys from Little Rock, Arkansas. He was found in the in 1957 picture of the Little Rock 2008, I believe. Yeah,
Mhm.
at Arkansas North Little Rock, the Little Rock Six. Whenever they were integrating the school, and they had 6 black students, it was an all-white school.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and there's a picture of him just mean mugging.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all that he was found in that photo.
Yeah.
I'm not. There is nothing that makes me feel like, oh, what a shock. Jerry Jones was the one who didn't want school integration, was out there threatening those poor young women.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, just arms crossed.
Yeah, this is why I knew not to be a Cowboys fan. So anybody who's out there who was a Cowboys fan, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I could read it all over him. You didn't know, then you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
So everybody else in the NFC East,
But you know
they're
what?
all
That-
saints. They're all
Yeah,
saints.
but that's why we're trying to bring you important news.
Yes.
Because no one's able to hear it because everyone's so freaked out by by a rapper. He should be the least of our concerns. He should be the least of our concerns.
Yeah, and he's
You
not.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Play your position.
Yeah.
Rap. You know?
Yeah.
Just rap. Just shut up. Just stop talking and put together a song, and that's your lane. You know?
Yeah. Do that well.
Do that well.
All right.
Exactly. Jerry Jones. You can tell by those cheerleaders. I know what he was all about. Go on.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Pardon me there. This is from St. Cloud, Florida.
Okay.
Authorities in Florida say a man charges files after he attempted to steal from a Walmart during the shop with a cop thing they do in Osceola County. They take underprivileged children,
Okay.
and they have like a budget, and they usually like orphans or people that don't have
So they take orphans.
yeah, the cop, the
To a
police,
Walmart with a cop.
the police officers
The
do.
cops do it.
Yes, and while that was going on, while there was 40 sheriff deputies, a guy tried to run out with a bunch of let's see, I'm trying to see whatever.
The kid ran
No,
off with stuff.
An adult.
An adult ran off.
that was happening
He was
with-
shop with a cop.
He was not. He was not part of the.
He wasn't part of the shop with the cop.
He was part of the steal by himself.
He was still by himself. But,
Yes.
but was he escorted by a cop?
No, he was escorted out by 40 cops.
Oh, that's funny. That sounds like the crazy ex that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Like, there's 20 cops in here. Let me see if I can steal a chocolate.
Yeah.
Just because I can steal a chocolate. That's another thing that always got to me. There's some guys that I've actually met
Uh-huh.
that are rich,
Uh-huh.
but still get a kick out of
Stealing.
robbing the candy store. I'm like, I don't know, and these are people I've met in business, they're not people I choose to be friends with.
Uh-huh.
You go like, what, and then they love it.
Just
This is definitely a white sport. This is, steal something I didn't need,
yeah.
just to see if I can get away with it.
Yeah.
Well, at least he got 40 cops escorted, and the kids got a lesson.
Kids
So
got
the
it.
kids were there with the shop with a cop.
Yeah.
Shop with a cop.
It's a PR thing, clearly.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Shop with a cop.
It's to community inroads.
Shop with a cop. We're
Yeah.
going straight for donuts.
Yes.
We went to the donut aisle again. Now we're into homemade donuts.
Yeah.
Make another batch of donuts. That sounds like a fun day out. Could you imagine shop with a cop? I'd be,
Yeah.
do you
All
you
right.
call him officer? You just call him officer the whole time? Officer
I have
Officer Bob. Officer Bob, thanks for shopping with me. Is this, what kind of crisp, they gotta give the kids a gift certificate.
Oh,
So
no,
you
they-
gotta
they do.
pay me to shop with the cop.
Oh, they're giving they're buying like the
Yeah.
gift. They have like a chair, like
They have a
a
charity.
like
The cops are
the
buying stuff
cops
for 'em.
the cops are
The
they
cops are paying for the kids.
basically.
Oh, that works.
That's what I'm saying.
Shop with a cop.
Yeah, the money's not coming from the kids.
Oh, that's good.
And it's
that's
it's almost like under.
That'd be
yeah.
a good story, right?
No, it's-
Shop with a cop,
yeah.
and it's like the cop's like, hey kid, you're paying for this.
Yeah.
What? Oh, you're going to jail.
You gotta go buy him dinner.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Exactly. No, it's no, it's a thing that happens.
Yes.
But yeah.
Okay, let's continue on. Let me see if I can get myself banned off of Instagram. One
Yeah.
more news
Are you-
story. One more powerful news story, which can turn me into getting banned from another social media platform. Of just
Well, this is your first one. This is your first one, right?
no, we keep putting out clips and
Yeah.
and I keep
Well,
getting, I
your
get-
first banning.
No, I'm getting warnings from clips that
Oh.
we're talking about on the podcast.
But we take them
Yeah,
down.
no, I actually every time I appeal them, they clear me. But it's
Yeah.
like they're so. I think the algorithm is freaked out.
Huh.
They're like, you said woman, you said race, you said mixed race, you said black, you said white. I'm like, I can't even tell. I'm like, okay, am I banned because of which side? Please, someone tell me something.
Yeah. And it's just vague. It's like Robo,
Yeah, it is
it's,
relevant.
Yeah.
It is relevant.
Okay, this is from Newsweek.
Yes.
It's, dog shoots owner dead after stepping on his shotgun.
Dog shoots. Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Dog shoots owner dead
Mm-hmm.
After stepping on his shotgun.
Yes, a 32-year-old man in Turkey was reportedly shot and killed by his own dog after the canine stepped on the trigger of a shotgun and it fired at
Now,
him.
this is a dangerous story. I wouldn't want my dog to hear this.
Well, you know, do you have a gun in the house?
No, I don't have a gun in the house. I know that's crazy. That's one of the reasons. Hey, like I'm not a gun advocate, but you got to watch where you leave your guns. If you got a gun, the last thing you want is your dog shooting you.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know what to say. Do you think the dog's gonna get put down? Like if the dog bit somebody? You know, like the dog bites somebody, they put the dog down. If the dog shoots somebody, is that a different crime?
What if
Does dog end up getting put down for shooting his owner?
What if the owner was like a real jackass?
What if the dog had really long toenails and it was neglect? So his toenails were long. It got caught on the thing and it killed him.
Okay. Yeah.
But did it have a pump? That's what I want to know. Was it a pump?
It was a shotgun.
It was just a regular shotgun.
Trigger of a shot. It doesn't say.
Dog shoots his owner.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? They have dogs that I don't even want my dog to talk, let alone have a gun.
Let's
All right.
see.
Next story.
Oh, next
What
one.
do you got
Okay.
next?
All right.
What's next on the agenda?
All right.
What's next? What next are we getting me banned from?
Let's see.
TikTok from discussing real live news.
are we-
It had nothing to do with me.
Are we gonna talk about Kanye more? What do you want?
want to talk about what is this another Kanye story?
Yeah. We
What's
can
this? What's the Kanye?
Okay.
The next Kanye is like a PR. Minefield. Like people are. Trump is like, wait, I had something else crazy to say, and they're like, no.
Yeah.
Kanye's got this one again.
Yeah, he's like
And
owning.
the award of crazy speakers in America goes to.
Mr. West.
Yeah, well,
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Yay.
Bannon is in jail, so there's only so much crazy. So he's filling shoes. He's got a lot to live up to in a short amount of time because he's only getting like 30 more days, and then Bannon's back, so he's got to really show up.
Yeah.
Show up.
He's got.
I got to be the craziest one here,
Mm-hmm.
so that way I can get on Trump's ticket.
Get the engagement going
I
now.
think he's going to try to get on Trump's ticket. I think they're going to be running.
Yeah, he's not
mates.
going to run with Pence.
They're going to be running mates.
They're going to run Kanye. He's going to be.
Are you going to vote for him though? Because you're weak. You're weak when it comes to Kanye. If Kanye gets up and does like a little, breaks out into a rap in the middle of a debate stage.
Yeah.
What would you do? Come on, Matt.
I approach Kanye with an open mind.
That's why it might be a brilliant scheme.
If it's not,
for the two of them to run together.
if it's not Nazi, if it's not anti-Jewish,
if he gets his message on board.
You can go to any wedding in America and people still dance to Gold Digger.
I know, but I'm saying you're stupid. I didn't get any wedding in America people dance.
Someone's gonna dance to Gold Digger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
do you think there's any coming back for Kanye?
No. I really don't think there is.
I hope not.
He's extremely talented, but I don't.
I think there's so many more talented people that could be filling those shoes.
But he doesn't have. But he's dug in so hard on it. He didn't just do one thing and then turn around.
Well, you could turn around and say, well, I'm back on my meds. Don't you believe me?
Yeah. I don't think he did.
His relationships with the public are truly like dating relationships. They really are.
Yeah.
Like I find people
Right.
the people have these. It's like these weird relationships that in the beginning they forgive way too much in the beginning because they're like, oh, he's crazy, he's just crazy. It's just like dating a crazy person.
Yeah.
You ever dated a crazy person?
He's eccentric.
I dated this. This guy was always he would tell people he was the Antichrist, my ex, and it was like we never took him seriously because he was too broke to be competition with God.
Yeah. He was
to really be an Antichrist. He couldn't talk his way out of a parking ticket.
It's a low level Antichrist.
Yeah, he was. He was like, I'm the Antichrist.
Yeah.
And then you have to break up with him.
Yeah.
But you sound stupid. Like I can't date you because you're the Antichrist. You sound crazy. So
That
then you
would
sound
be,
crazy.
That would be a problem in a relationship.
It
Dating
is.
dating
You
an
gotta wait till he
Antichrist.
demotes himself to like something, just a regular asshole or something, and then you can break up with him. But when he's calling himself Antichrist, and you're in that conversation. The conversation of crazy.
Yeah.
I can't be with you because I can't date the Antichrist.
Yeah.
I thought about dating the Antichrist, but I couldn't really bring home the Antichrist.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to bring for Thanksgiving dinner. That's a tough Thanksgiving guest.
It is. And you know what? My Thanksgiving guest with Kenny had turned into almost the same conversation spewed out at a table that were World War II survivors sitting at my table. And he started spouting that out. That became a very uncomfortable Christmas. He went into a Kanye-like rant. And everyone's like, oh, he's fine. And then at Thanksgiving, it's really uncomfortable, and everyone acts like he's just acting crazy as opposed to that's his opinion, and warning people this is who people are. So, all right, go on.
Well, like, I can imagine, like, from the 90s, when, like,
But apparently TikTok is a Kanye fan, so they shut me off.
They're just giving you, I could imagine the woman that was dating Beck, and he called himself loser in the 90s, and that would have been hard to get over, but Antichrist.
Antichrist,
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of brush it off as a crazy moment when someone calls themselves the Antichrist until they demote themselves, and then you dump them. You can't dump them while they're claiming they're the Antichrist.
Yeah, because it shines on you a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I can't be lured in that kind of crazy conversation.
You can't, Mrs. Antichrist.
Yeah. Ooh. Please. I have zero Antichrist skills.
In other relationship news, this is from page 6.
Page 6.
This is when Kanye was still on Twitter.
Okay.
Kanye, in the midst of one of his Twitter rants, claimed that he caught Kim Kardashian with NBA player Chris Paul in a wild Twitter rant. That she was cheating while they were still married. That she was cheating on him with Chris Paul, formerly of the Clippers, Lakers.
Look. When you spout out crazy, anti-Semitic, true opinions that you feel on Alex Jones' show, Alex Jones is appalled, shocked himself. A guy who has no bottom himself is clutching his pearls. Nobody cares. If you say that your wife is cheating on you after you make a Hitler rant, you know what? Everyone's going to think, well, good for her. Good for her. She was trying to chew her own foot off.
Yes.
She was doing whatever she could do to try to get out of this psycho relationship. Because sometimes that's what you do. You're like, okay, if he's not dumping me, let me cheat. I used to suggest for my psychotic guy that I couldn't break up with because he never took the bait. And if I said, I'm breaking up with you because you're racist, he'd say, well, you're racist against me for being racist. I'm racist against his own racism, so I couldn't break. So you're breaking up with me because you're racist against my racism?
You're racist against racists.
Yeah. So I was racist against his racist. He couldn't voice just his opinion. So in that same vein, I used to be like, look at her, she's cute, she seems to like you. And he was like, yeah, she's gonna, wait a minute, I want to be with you. Like, I almost got him.
Yeah, just trying to hand grenade him off to somebody else.
Yeah, I had to move across country to get rid of that psycho.
And he still can.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right.
So,
he's going to be spouting a lot of stuff about Kim Kardashian. She just needs to put up that shield wall. Don't respond. Don't respond. Nobody respond. She needs to get as far away. He's obviously, he's got the same personality. You know, they all got the same person. As a woman you've dated, if you ever dated guys like a Trump or a Kanye, they have that kind of personality. They all have the same personality. You got to just kind of tune them out, You wonder why Melania doesn't say much. She can't. Everyone's like, she doesn't speak English. No, she probably speaks fine English. She just can't argue with crazy, and you just want to distance yourself when crazy starts spouting.
Fair.
However, I feel like Alex Jones probably has a wife that looks just like him.
Oh, like Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, like two peas in a pod kind of thing.
Yeah. Could you imagine a female looking Alex Jones?
Yes.
I almost feel like she's like, yeah,
like a thumb.
I like what you said today. Oh, and that's her voice. Yeah. I like what you said today, honey. At the job.
Like a thumb.
That was fantastic.
A thumb with long hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're gonna not political here. Not political here.
Yes. Not be so heavy.
Yes.
So hard to talk. We had go on.
All right. Deion Sanders.
Deion
Sanders. For the last 3 years, he's been coaching at Jackson State, one of the historically black college and university in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes.
First year they started winning. Second year they won the conference. This year they won the conference. They're undefeated right now.
Undefeated. Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackson State. Yes.
Jackson State.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'd never really coached before, but he got ESPN there.
That's great.
ESPN came in. They had their pregame show. It's very rare that they do small schools, much less even historically black schools.
Okay.
He has left, and he is going to the University of Colorado.
Okay.
University of Colorado has been bad.
Yeah.
And he's bringing so many of his players with him. He was recruiting against like Florida State, and there's been ruffled feathers basically about like, oh, he's leaving us now. He's leaving the HBC.
This time for people is supposed to grow.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you can't let him grow and let him You know, he's done his time of
Mhm.
helping
Yeah.
and being part of the community. I think that's fantastic. Should he stay there forever? That's not for anybody to ever to ask.
Yeah.
And is he betraying the community by leaving? You know, there comes a point where everybody's got to go and get some balance.
Yeah.
But what if he turns around and brings some of his players from the historically black college
Yes.
to an all-white school?
Mhm.
You know,
Well,
then
yeah.
it's, you know,
Yeah.
pretty much a pretty predominantly what's known to be a Colorado white community.
Yeah.
You know what? You know, you have to learn to live in this world.
Yeah. Well,
You know, you know,
Go
it's,
ahead.
it's interesting. My cousin,
Mhm.
when I brought him to California, and which was interesting because my Hollywood friends didn't really believe that I was black until my family showed up, and then they stopped talking to me. They were like, you know, bringing family.
oh, she's not just doing a bit.
Oh, she's not just doing a joke.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because my
Yeah.
aunt had actually called up. She said, you know, I'm glad he's doing this because, you know, he's got to learn to live in this world. He's, you know, you can't just be in your community. You sometimes have got to go and be around other people. It's
Yeah.
good growth for him to learn,
Yeah.
to be around white people and people that were encouraging and Mexicans
Yeah.
and Filipinos and Asians, and because we live in a world where you need to learn to be around people.
Mhm.
And they need to learn to be around us.
Yeah.
So I think it could be a good thing. I don't have any
Yeah. He's already killing it on the recruiting. He got the #1 recruit in the nation for 2025.
well, maybe he'll be
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
he'll be able to, you know, he's left a good path. I mean, like
Yeah.
Parcells would move on, and
Yeah.
he would move on and he'd leave teams to their Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Got the Patriots back to the Super Bowl for the first time in
I
ever.
really
Yeah.
wanted to-
Okay.
let's
All
get
right.
off
Sorry.
that topic.
All right. All right.
We got
Okay.
a few more minutes left. And you can bring up the Patriots.
Yes, I will. Absolutely. I'm not a Patriots fan.
I know you aren't.
All right. Here we go. This is from the USA Today.
Okay.
Maker of TGI Fridays mozzarella sticks sued for containing no mozzarella in their mozzarella sticks. Not TGI Fridays, but the company that made it. Yes, and it's going forward with this lawsuit.
You know what?
Yes.
It's about time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm so sick of the fake mozzarella. People don't understand. It's an Italian mozzarella is an art.
Mhm.
You know when you buy a good piece of mozzarella, you're supposed to baby it.
Mhm.
You take it out of a bag. You get
Mhm.
fresh spring water for it. You
Mhm.
put it in the water. You let it sit there. You let it get moist.
Mhm.
It's a very fragile thing. And if these people at TGA Fridays
Yeah.
think that they could cheapen our culture, this is a stain.
Exploitation.
An exploitation.
Mhm.
It is serving the country what they think is mozzarella, but it's not.
Yeah.
It reflects bad on the Italians. You know,
Mm.
it does, because they're like, "What is this cheese? It should not taste like that." It's about time this lawsuit was brought.
Yeah.
I don't know what cheese they were using and trying to pass off.
Cheddar. They were using
But
cheddar.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I would never go to a TGI Fridays and order their mozzarella sticks.
Well, these were the frozen ones.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I didn't
Yeah.
think they were in the back making them, but it doesn't make a difference. I know
Yeah.
that was not going to be real mozzarella. You should know pretty much across the board, anyone, unless you're in an Italian restaurant and you're ordering mozzarella sticks, but
Mhm.
here's the newsflash,
Mhm.
I don't think you're going to get mozzarella sticks in an Italian restaurant, because Italians don't like to take their cheese that they fragilely massage
Mhm.
in a salt water that they keep in such a beautiful place. Some they decide to fill for it to be a burrata. Some they leave solid.
Mhm.
They're not going to take it, dip it in some fried chicken flour,
Mhm.
and start frying it. It doesn't really make sense. It wasn't meant for that purpose.
Uh-huh.
You know what? How about this? Just change the menu. Say fried cheddar sticks. Fried cheddar sticks. That's American.
Yeah,
It's like when you order pizza,
It's a state fair.
and then they put all this. I'm going to put cheese in the crust, and we're going to have more cheese. Italians don't like a lot of cheese. A real Italian, a little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
You don't cover the pizza edge to edge with cheese. When an Italian walks in and sees that, you go like, ugh, God, what are they doing?
It's too much.
It's too much.
Mm.
And then they want to put cheese inside the crust, and then they go like, hey, it's Italian night. It's like, please, do not do that to our people. Just make your own thing. Rename it. Doesn't have to be pizza. It could be like cheese pie. Oh, that's what they call it out here. Pizza, they call it cheese pie.
Yeah.
Want a cheese pie?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
You don't
And then I'm
do-
like, could you put your boss on the phone, who's
Mhm.
a New Yorker
Mhm.
from Sicily,
Okay.
Joe's,
Mhm.
and he'd be like, hey, I don't want to call it a cheese pie. Why are you calling it a cheese pie, Joe?
Mhm.
Why are you doing that? You don't do that at like from 12 to 3 o'clock when you're at the pizza parlor.
Yeah.
So as soon as you leave, they're like, hey, you want a cheese pie? And there's cheese is hitting the corners of the pizza. But I got no other choice. The only
Yeah.
place is mildly Italian. Anyway,
Yes.
thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for your news, Matt.
This week.
This week, Stress Factory. This week,
She's getting stressed about the stress factory, clearly. Yeah, you go.
Stress Factory, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Very excited. The week after that, Baltimore, Magoobies.
Magoobies in Baltimore, yes.
I'm dying. I have to wrap up
She
the
needs,
end of this show.
she needs some mozzarella sticks. She needs some
You
TGI
see
Fridays.
so much? Oh, God.
Yes, absolutely. This is
That's
what's going to
what's in
happen.
it.
Yeah.
I feel in my throat an itchiness.
Yeah.
It's closing. It's called fried fake mozzarella. Thanks for listening to You Stupid.
You can find Maya at $1 Million Maya on Instagram.
$1 Buy on Instagram.
Twitter, $1 Million Maya.
And you might
Facebook.
not find me on TikTok.
You might not find her on TikTok.
Because they're after me for telling a story about how I feel
yeah, no, they're poisoning.
about the news.
They're poisoning the water, you know. Absolutely. Yeah.
They're poisoning the water. I got water. Don't do that to me. I'm about to drink water and now they're poisoning the water.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a great weekend. Be safe. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll be back next week.
Absolutely.